I don't know about you, but I'm going to go ahead with Friday Eve.
Friday
Yeah,
Eve?
I'm going to call it Friday Eve.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. I think Thursday is my favorite day of the week.
Is it?
I think I said that yesterday.
Did you? You're getting closer and closer. Tomorrow, it's just going to be through the roof.
It is, that's for sure. All right, our weather is getting better and better as we get closer to this weekend. I think we're even going to be a degree or two warmer today than we were yesterday. Check out your temperatures outside this morning. We've only got 1 or 2 spots this morning in the 30s. Litchfield Park and Apache Junction, same with Maricopa. It is 48 downtown and 42 at Scottsdale. 40 right now in Tempe. Here's a look at the day ahead. Partly sunny again. We're going to stick with some of those high clouds we saw move in yesterday afternoon. Still 60 by lunchtime and 68 for an afternoon high. That's average for this time of year, but who minds being average when you've got that kind of weather? Right,
Got
Gina?
me through high school. Just saying.
Yeah, and look, average is stellar.
Just saying.
Average is stellar. Follow that, Gina.
You know what? I can't. Unfortunately, guys, we've got some problems out there. Let me take you to the I-10. I've got the camera punched up at 32nd Street. And approaching 32nd Street, we've got some debris in the roadway. It's kind of tough to see, but the report is that somebody lost a box spring, and there are pieces all over the HOV lane. I think this might be part of it here. I should mention this is the westbound side here. You can see it's not really slowing anybody down, but if this is where you drive and you're getting ready to head out real soon here, watch out for that HOV lane in particular, because it looks like you're going to see pieces of mattress all over the place.
All right, thank you, Gino. Our top story this morning, there has been another attempted abduction in the valley.
And this time it's hitting a little too close for home for parents out in South Phoenix. The latest incident happened to a young girl yesterday morning near 10th Avenue and Dobbins, and that's where we find Gibby Potter right now with the details. Good morning, Gib.
Good morning. Yeah, this is the third incident, according to Phoenix Police in this neighborhood. Now, an 11-year-old girl was walking over to this school here, Southwest Elementary School, yesterday morning when a man approached her. Fortunately, the girl got away and ran home. Once she was inside, her parents called 911. Incidents like this get the neighborhood worried, especially when it starts to happen frequently.
What would you like police to do about this?
Well, they should patrol more of this area.
Increase their patrols.
Yeah.
The suspect allegedly drove off in a brown 4-door car with a large dent on the passenger side. Now, beyond that vehicle description, police don't have much of a physical description of the suspect, but it could help. He's described as a Hispanic man in his 40s or 50s with light facial hair. Again, this is the third time that something like this has happened in this neighborhood. And, you know, as you remember, Hav, when this was happening over in the Chandler area, same rules apply. They want families to remember that if they're going to be walking to school, young ones, make sure they walk in pairs or at least walk with an adult if you can. And, of course, as always, don't talk to strangers.
You're exactly right. Good information. All right. Thanks, Skip.
A Phoenix SWAT team storms a house in search of drugs and guns, and 3TV has exclusive video. The SWAT team fired tear gas into that home on Bellevue near 59th Avenue after the suspects refused to come out last night. The windows shattered. The smoke was so intense it filled up the whole house. Phoenix PD says they got a tip that illegal activities were happening at that home.
We received a call of subjects with automatic weapons and handguns loading bundles inside the house. Upon further investigation, officers were able to get eyes on it.
7 undocumented people were taken into custody for questioning. One suspect is still on the loose. No word yet on whether police found any guns or drugs inside the home.
I now live in a county where people go to jail and they don't know if they're going to make it out alive.
Valley citizens calling out Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio. People were all fired up at yesterday's County Board of Supervisors meeting. Allegations of misspending, misconduct, and the recent death of an MCSO inmate seems to have sparked that outrage. Now, while critics are calling on the board to take action against Sheriff Arpaio, his supporters argue this is all politically motivated. Veterans for Peace joined forces with Citizens for a Better Arizona to demand the sheriff be held accountable for the death of Marty Atencio. Now, some believe the Board of Supervisors is partially responsible for the death because they continue to fund the sheriff's office.
You're the ones that enable this. You're the ones that provide the funding to the sheriff.
Please don't ignore it. Please hold them accountable.
That is your duty, to oversee how our taxpayer dollars are being spent by officials like Joe Arpaio.
However, a number of Arpaio supporters were also vocal at yesterday's meeting. They say there is misconduct in other law enforcement agencies and MCSO should not be singled out. A public visitation is scheduled today for the fallen Maricopa County Sheriff's Deputy William Coleman. There was overwhelming show of support yesterday at a barbecue benefit for the family of Coleman. It raised more than $15,000. Coleman was shot and killed early Sunday morning in Anthem while responding to a burglary call. The suspect, Drew Morris, who was killed by deputies, has also been linked to the murders of a couple in Sedona.
I'm glad he was stopped. Bill's a hero. My squad's a hero. They stopped a serial killer.
Today's public visitation is from 6 to 8 p.m. at North Phoenix Baptist Church. Coleman's funeral is scheduled for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at that same church.
In today's court report, a pretrial conference for a former Maricopa County constable accused of arson. Police say Jonathan Levinson conspired to burn down his own home to collect the insurance money. Levinson allegedly directed others to mark the home with anti-Semitic symbols to make it look like a hate crime. He's charged with conspiracy to commit arson and fraud. Levinson previously served as a Maricopa County constable for the Kyrene Justice Court. A status update this morning in the trial against a Valley man accused in a road rage death. John Chester Stewart was re-indicted on charges of second-degree murder after his first case ended in a mistrial back in November. Stewart is accused of shooting and killing Orville Beasley in 2008 after the two got into a confrontation on the road. Stewart admitted to the shooting, but insisted it was in self-defense. A man accused of attacking a hotel worker will face a video arraignment this morning. Police say Michael Martinez attacked an employee in the bathroom of the Arizona Grand Resort last month. Martinez was allegedly waiting for her as she came out of the stall. Police say he knocked her to the floor and started to take off her clothes, but she managed to escape. Martinez faces charges of attempted sexual assault and kidnapping. Also in court today, a man charged with attempted child molestation and burglary. Jacob Nelson is accused of sneaking into a Phoenix home and climbing into bed with a sleeping 14-year-old. Investigators say Nelson waited until the girl's father left the home and then got inside through an unlocked door. The girl's mother heard noises and called police. Officers say Nelson has a criminal background. He has pleaded not guilty.
The front-runner in the race to nab the GOP presidential nomination was just endorsed by one of the men who helped craft Arizona's controversial anti-illegal immigration law, Senate Bill 1070. Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach says Mitt Romney is the man to move the country forward. Kobach helped write Arizona's 2010 anti-illegal immigration law, now awaiting review by the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, in a statement, Romney said Chris has been a true leader on securing our borders and stopping the flow of illegal immigration into this country. We need more conservative leaders like Chris willing to stand up for the rule of law, end quote. Well, another Arizona lawmaker is making a run for U.S. Congress. Republican State Senator Ron Gold says he's entering the race for the newly drawn 4th Congressional District. Gold is from Lake Havasu City. Now, his announcement sets up a three-way Republican primary race. Pinell County Sheriff Paul Babu and current 1st District Congressman Paul Gosar are also running in that district. The Arizona Senate has a new member this morning. In a unanimous vote yesterday, the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors selected former state representative David Lujan to take the place of outgoing Democratic Senator Kirsten Sinema. Sinema resigned from the Senate seat last week to make a run for the congressional seat in District 4. Well, the guy heading up the effort to bring more jobs to Arizona has announced he is resigning because he's completed his task. Don Cardin says he'll step down as the president of the Arizona Commerce Authority later this year. Governor Jan Brewer says the Commerce Authority helped the state add 46,000 new jobs over the past year alone. Governor also says Cardin helped lure businesses to the state, including solar companies and a bank that's specializing in loans to entrepreneurs. A nationwide search for a replacement is now underway.
A foreclosure fight leads one Valley man to graffiti his own home. B of A stole my home. That's what one former owner, Jonathan Bengal, says he wrote on his garage after a 3-year back and forth with Bank of America. He says the bank told him to get a loan modification and he should stop mortgage payments for 3 months. Bengal claims he still made his monthly payments, but eventually the bank still sent him that foreclosure notice. Bank of America says the home foreclosure was not complete, but that doesn't match up with a work order showing that the bank paid to cover up Bengal's words.
If it's not in foreclosure, why receive the notices? That's number one. If it's not in foreclosure, why pay contractors to come out in the middle of the night at 7 o'clock, 7:50 p.m.? Why send people out here to paint over my message if you don't have an interest in my property in terms of a foreclosure? Why?
There is now a fresh coat of paint over the graffiti. Bengal says he is living somewhere else.
I don't think the neighbors were too happy to see that bright red paint right there on the garage. Well, coming up on Good Morning Arizona, it has been several years since the disappearance of Natalie Holloway. The Alabama teen still has not been declared dead, but that soon might change.
Plus, are you stressed? Well, you might answer no, but find out why doctors say there still might be some cause for concern.
And remember, you'd go to the store to buy a gift card. Well, you might not have to go too far. Details on some new ATMs that will dispense those cards 24/7.
She was getting behind on her mortgage payment. Then she got a phone call from a company that said it could help. But she says they only made things worse.
I feel really cheated and robbed.
Can 3 on Your Side help her get her money back? Today at 5:30 on 3 TV.
It's time again for Western Sales Management's Giant Auction, Saturday, January 14th. Get a great deal on heavy equipment, small tools, work vehicles, passenger vehicles, building supplies, toys, and more. Check out our inventory online, then place your bid in person or with live online bidding. Saturday, January 14th at the Western Sales Management Auction Yard. Saturday, January 14th. Don't miss it.
At Hastings & Hastings, we are the discount accident lawyers. I can't for the life of me understand why anyone would hire a law firm that charges 1/3 or more to handle your accident case. Hastings & Hastings is a full-service law firm, and your initial appointment is with an attorney, not an assistant. I built my practice on discount fees without sacrificing quality representation. Remember, at Hastings & Hastings, it's about you and always at a discount fee.
Thinking of selling? We're getting homes sold. In fact, it takes 71 ordinary agents to sell the number of homes we sell. I'm not bragging, I'm applying for a job. I'm Russell Shaw, now with Realty One Group. Failed at loan modification? Owe too much? Don't foreclose. Some banks pay you $3,000 to do a short sale. Attend our free seminar, 602-957-7777 or nohasslelisting.com. Thank you.
I'm a pro at making cars run great. Maaco makes them look great.
My car runs good, but looks bad, and a decent paint job costs too much.
Not so. Maaco does great work, excellent quality. They paint all my cars, and they're known for affordability.
So I chose Maaco.
Looking good. Now Maaco can make your car look good for less.
Maaco's most popular paint surface is now half price. That's right, half price. Now only $249. Come in today. You don't want to miss our half price sale. Whatever your better get Maaco.
Drugstore crime wave. Pharmacists living in fear. It used to be banks and convenience stores. Now it's pharmacies.
It is scary.
Watch the next Inside Edition. Today at 4 on 3 TV.
From the CNN News Desk this morning, today an Alabama judge will consider a request to have Natalie Holloway declared dead. Holloway is the teen who disappeared in 2005 while on a graduation trip in Aruba. She was last seen with Joran Vandersloot. Although he was detained twice, he was never charged in her death. However, yesterday, Vandersloot pleaded guilty in the death of a woman in Peru. Investigators believe Vandersloot killed Stephanie Flores after she found something related to the Holloway case on his computer when she visited his hotel room. The Washington public transit system is now in hot water this morning after dozens of collisions were all caught on video. Take a look at this. A radio station retrieved 134 videos showing actual collisions or close calls in just a 2-month period. Now, they all involve Metro buses in D.C. However, Metro bus officials are defending their training program and say their drivers have an exceptional safety record. Well, it's looking like a winter wonderland over in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The snowy and windy conditions have raised some weather advisories in most areas. High winds caused the power to go out for thousands of residents. Conditions have reduced visibility on the roads, so drivers are urged to take it easy. And when you see that stuff blowing in sideways, you know it's cold.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I feel like we need video like that to remind us that it's winter.
Exactly. You know, yesterday it was amazing because with just an addition of those clouds, it seemed like 10 degrees colder, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't, and it's funny because it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was thinking the same thing. This weather makes me want to take a nap. But you know what? It wasn't any cooler. We still topped out at 67 degrees yesterday, which is average for this time of year, and it's pretty close to where we've been all week so far. For our afternoon highs this morning, 46 degrees, our current temperature. Winds are out of the east at 3 miles an hour and 61% on our relative humidity. 40s for the most part around town, a couple of upper 30s, including Litchfield Park, AJ, and Maricopa, but 40 at Tempe, 42 at Scottsdale, and 45 at Glendale, 49 if you are headed at downtown, 27 right now at Flagstaff. It's 22 at Prescott and 19 at Show Low. 45 this morning at Tucson and 60 degrees. A fairly mild morning in Yuma, probably due somewhat to these clouds that have been moving in. Our satellite and radar shows us a pretty good look at some of the clouds moving in here from the west and southwest. Not any rain associated with this. Here's our low pressure system we've been watching, and we're going to watch as we get closer to the weekend because it still looks like eventually this is going to push across Arizona, although most of the moisture that the system has is going to stay to our south, and that means our rain chances on Sunday are very, very slim. We still could get a light shower or two. However, it's not looking very likely at this point. This morning, we continue to see the clouds spread, and again, the radar picking up on a little green. We didn't have any rain in the forecast, though, today. We have another partly sunny day with temperatures again in the mid to upper 60s around town. For tonight, while those clouds are going to clear out, mostly clear sky means we are going to drop down a little lower on the temperatures, 44 in town, but that means outlying areas are going to get down to the mid 30s by tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, clear skies mean more sunshine, 69 for an afternoon high. We've even got a 70 thrown in there for your Saturday. Sunday, we keep that slight chance of rain in the forecast. That system will cool us down just a bit as we head into the next week. Still mid 60s and plenty of sunshine.
Time now is 4:48. By and large, we're pretty quiet out there on our roadways, but I wanted to use the telestrator to show you something that you need to watch out for on the I-10. And this is I-10 and 32nd Street, and this here is the westbound side or the inbound side, whatever you like to call it. And over here by the HOV lane, we've got some debris in the roadway. That is the report, and what we've heard is that it is pieces of a box spring. It's, gosh, I just can't get close enough to it. But the bottom line is it could be affecting the HOV lane. I've seen crews come and go to try and move some of the pieces out of there. But the bottom line is if you're getting ready to head out in this area, approaching 32nd Street, watch out for pieces of a box spring, basically right there by the HOV lane.
Catching up with the markets this morning, concerns over Europe's debt crisis held stocks in check yesterday. The Dow lost 13 points, but the Nasdaq and S&P did close slightly higher. Well, it turns out your dollar is not stretching as far at the grocery store. A new survey shows the total cost of 16 basic grocery items was up 68 cents at the end of 2011 from earlier just that year. Now, in our state, sirloin roast showed the largest price increase. That's up 49 cents a pound. Other items that went up, bacon by 43 cents a pound. Eggs rose 43 cents. a dozen. Whole milk increased 21 cents a gallon, and a loaf of white bread will now cost you 20 cents more. Well, some new ATMs in the Valley are handing out more than just cash. You can now buy Visa gift cards. The ATM deducts the amount from your checking account and then dispenses a fully loaded gift card. Folks will be able to buy those gift cards 24/7. Now, this is a pilot program, and it's being tested at several Arizona credit unions, including Credit Union West, Marisol Federal, and Pinal County Federal. Right now, the cards come in only $25 increments, but that could soon change if that program expands.
Well, more and more young people looking for jobs are turning to the U.S. military. A new study finds the military was the top employer of people ages 18 to 29 last year. The study looked at millions of Facebook profiles taken from an online job networking site. Also big employers for that same age group: Walmart, Starbucks, and Target. The top 10 employers were all retail chains. Well, for the first time in 45 years, homicide has fallen off the list of the nation's top causes of death. U.S. health officials say the murder rate fell enough in 2010 to drop it out of the top 15 causes. While the death rates have been rising for diseases that kill the elderly, the top 2 causes of death are heart disease and cancer, which account for almost half of all U.S. deaths. Americans say they are less stressed out than they've been in the last 5 years, but a new survey still shows cause for concern. There are still almost a quarter of Americans say they are extremely stressed, and doctors say that gap is still too wide. Financial concerns take the biggest toll. Money, work, and the overall economy were cited as the top 3 causes of stress. Was cited followed by relationships and family responsibilities. Women report higher levels of stress than men, but men are more likely to develop stress-related illnesses.
Oh. Why are you guys stressed? Why are you guys all
I feel
stressed?
that. My husband doesn't stress about anything. No worries, no cares. I said, that's because I'm worrying about everything.
Yeah, see, and he loves you for it.
Well, it's a good balance, I guess.
Good. Well, still ahead, man's best friend turns out to be man's lifesaver. We'll explain that coming up.
Plus, this fat cat needs some love. You don't want to miss the story behind this husky feline coming up next.
Critter. That's big.
Back pain, one of the most common and debilitating forms of chronic pain, but a cure may be closer than you think. We'll examine the experimental trials going on here in the Valley that could someday help millions get back on their feet. Tonight's Extra on 3 TV News at 9.
My end-of-year rug blowout is this week. I'm Ingrid from World of Rugs. You'll find my lowest prices of the year on thousands of Southwestern contemporary and traditional rugs. World of Rugs end-of-year blowout is this week only. This once-a-year sale ends Monday.
It happens only once a year. The Starving Artist Sale. Original hand-painted oil paintings by professional artists. Sold direct to the public at incredible savings. Beautiful sofa-size oil paintings from $19. Absolutely no painting over $69. Only at the Starving Artist Sale. In Phoenix at the Sheridan Crescent. And in Tempe at the Embassy Suites. Original sofa-size oil paintings from $19. This Sunday, 11 to 4.
Looking for a reason to shop for a car at the right place? At Avondale Chrysler Jeep, we'll give you a real big reason: price. With our low price guarantee, there's no need to go anywhere else. Right now, lease a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $258 a month, or drive the new Chrysler 300C. For a limited time, take $11,000 off list price. That's $11,000 off. Everything is priced to move, and there's plenty to choose from. Maybe there's a reason we're the #1 dealer in the state. Get the right vehicle from the right guys. Avondale Chrysler Jeep. Hey, we're just helping you buy a car.
It's the Room Store's huge New Year's sale. Save up to 75%. Buy any room over $1,000 and get a 40-inch flat screen free, or a 51-inch for only $199, or $500 of additional furniture free. Get this pine sleigh bed only $247. This suede cloth sofa only $347. This nail head trimmed sofa only $497. This plush reclining sofa only $597, or this pillowback sectional only $697 on sale. We'll beat any price any day.
At the Room Store.
Ends Tuesday.
You know those lucky dogs who have that perfect amount of gray hair that everyone loves? Now you can be one of them. Touch of Gray combs away a little gray without getting rid of it all. Touch of Gray. Get the best of both.
On the next Dr. Oz, America's sweetheart, Goldie Hawn.
Have you ever held a human brain?
No. I so love this.
63 and forever young. Her age-defying secrets.
How the heck do you do it?
Tonight at 8 on 3 TV.
All right, he is fat, but fabulous. Meet Walter. This fat cat in Portland weighs 28 pounds.
Wow.
That's more than Greer weighs, can I just tell you? My 2-year-old weighs 23 pounds. All right, just look at him. He is quite a giant, but the Oregon Humane Society says he's too big, the biggest they have ever seen. And they're looking for a home that will whip him into shape. A free bag of low-calorie cat food and a laser pointer for exercise will go to whoever adopts Walter.
One bag of
He's going to go through that in a meal.
Oh, yeah. He's like, give me more, give me more. He's probably
Poor
eating them out
Walter.
of house and home over there. Well, from fat cat to heroic dog in North Dakota, a rescue dog returns the favor by saving her owner's life. Phyllis Leither, adopted her dog Sierra just days before she was about to be put down. But just last week, Sierra decided I'll pay her back. When she woke Phyllis up early in the morning, Phyllis didn't want to get out of bed, but the German Shepherd was insistent. Turns out there was a fire downstairs, and Sierra's warning came just in the nick of time. There was a lot of damage to that house, but Phyllis and the dog made it out safely. Wow.
And Sierra gets meat and potatoes for dinner, apparently.
Gotta love it. All right.
We'll be right back.